Hendrixx. You're now tuned into the Hendrixx Experience Hour. I'm here with my boy D&D Records. What's up, family?
Hello. Thank you for having me here.
Man, I appreciate you for joining. Tell them where you joining from, bro.
I'm joining you guys straight out of Calgary, Alberta, Canada. If you don't know where that is, take a look at the map, dude.
Hello, dude. Hell yeah, eh? You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. So, man, let's get into it. Straight into it, bro. What started your path into music?
I think one of the strongest factor that actually led me into music was actually looking at some Eminem shit posts that got me into the rap game. And then I eventually started doing covers of Eminem at school growing up. I realized eventually that wasn't gonna be self-sufficient enough for me, so around 2018, 2019, that's when I started picking up rap and thought, why not just make my own music? And then around 2020, I actually started to take music a lot more seriously. That's a big shout out to r/making hip hop and the Splinter Faction, by the way, because they actually helped me take the music a lot more seriously and help me grow my craft.
Man, that's love, bro. So would you say Eminem is what the artist that started you on your path?
Absolutely. Like his new school stuff especially.
What's your favorite album from Eminem?
Like if we're going from old era I would say either the Marshall Mathers LP1 or the Slim Shady LP. But if we're talking new school Eminem, I would say either Music to Be Murdered by Side A or Music to Be Murdered by Side B.
Man, hey, those are some good choices. Mine would be the Relapse album, 100%. That one or the Joy album with Royce the 5'9".
Hell the sequel.
Man, that was magic, bro.
I can definitely see that. It's like with Bad Meets Evil, M and Royce are able to practically mirror each other in so many different ways. And especially isn't that where they had the song with Yellow Wolf on there as well? That was Shady XV, I think. Shady XV was the one with Psychopath Killer.
See, I see. Sometimes I don't know everything, bro, and that's why I try to soak in the game too as well. But man, hey, let's go ahead and continue though. So we say Eminem's your favorite artist, right?
Yeah.
What is the number one place you would want to perform at in the world if you could? As far as festival, any stadium, any place in the world?
Oh, that is a good question. I haven't really thought about that. Honestly, I wouldn't mind if I were to actually go perform somewhere. I'd love to perform at Swain Tech in the radio show. I would love to do something for Hot 97. There's a lot of stations or places I'd love to perform.
Man, you see, and as long as you have that plan, bro, hey, visualize it, bro. Visualize yourself on them stages, bro, and it's gonna happen, bro. You just gotta, stay dedicated to it.
Exactly.
For
and
real.
Always practice. That's what I've been doing on the local side of things as well. I've been attending local ciphers IRL too to help me practice so that I don't have any issues with stage fright or fumbling when I actually do it for real.
100%. Hey, practice makes perfect. If you're not practicing, that's the part of staying persistent in this is the practice. A lot of people forget that element. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And it's not just practice too. It's also a balance of consistency and also keeping in touch with whatever connections you have, because you never know when they just go kaput,
Yeah, for real. And just taking advantage of the opportunity that's given to you as well. You know what I mean? Another question I have for you is D&D Records just is it just a solo artist or is this a record label?
D&D Records is really just the D&D Records is really just the name of my YouTube channel. It was supposed to be duo group that I was supposed to make with a friend of mine from middle school, but we had a falling out, so now I'm just running the whole thing solo. The way
Most
I go
definitely.
by on all platforms, I normally, um, my artist name normally is just D.O.M of D&D. D&D Records is just the placeholder where I get to put my stuff in.
What does Dom? Does Dom stand for anything?
It's really just my actual name stuck inside of an acronym.
Okay, okay. What your name Dominic?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, that's my son's middle name, so that's why I asked.
Ooh, nice, nice, nice.
And I call him Dom. That's why I'm like, it's just ironic.
Yeah, I get
Yeah,
that
most
too.
definitely. But man, okay. So, are there any Toronto, or not even Toronto, or any Canadian artists that stand out to you that we're not even talking about America right now? Any
Oh, there's
Canadian artists that stand out?
mm, artists that I've personally interacted with. I would say check out the Lakeshore Disciples. Check out Estadon. Estadon, I've actually ciphered with a couple of times. He's pretty killer. He's pretty killer when freestyling. I'm not gonna lie. There is also an artist out of Vancouver by the name of QL of Landfill. He's signed to his own record label. I think he and I have had a bunch of conversations on how to work on getting myself a niche and audience. He helped me come to terms with the idea that it's okay if not everyone likes your shit. That's something I really struggled with growing up.
100%. It happens. You can't please everybody.
Exactly.
You just got to focus on the ones you can, honestly, and the ones the other ones they'll come along down the line. And you pick them up along the way. You just know how to treat them. They weren't there with you down one, well, not down one, but day one. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And when you treat it like that, bro, you have a greater respect for everything as a whole.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Like it's one of the things that I feel like most artists struggle with nowadays. It's either on one hand, people get so pigeonholed into a niche they're never able to grow, and on the other
True.
hand, they either just people please so much with their work that they never seem to stand out or actually are able to find themselves properly, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And I mean, finding yourself, that's the number one thing when it comes to being an artist. Finding your sound, just and then also, the story you tell. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh man, with that, bro, shoot, I got a couple more questions for you. Dang, bro. So, all of the music that's out right now, bro. What's some of your favorite songs that are coming through your speakers?
Oh, the ones that I've made are just songs in general.
Yeah, bro, it could be you, it could be anything. It's all about you, bro.
Okay, so one of my personal favorite songs that I've actually made is actually off of a project I just released last night. It's
That's work. I
it's
like
by
that.
yeah, it's a track by the name of Riley Reid. It's essentially centered around Riley Reid's persona, controversy, personality. It was something I did with an artist by the name of Paradise off the Discord server for White Collar Rhymes. We were able to pull that off together, and holy hell, did Paradise absolutely renegade that shit, dude.
Shout
um,
out Paradise, man.
yeah, and also a track by the name of Funny How, from the rap supergroup I'm part of, Splinter Faction. It's essentially just a track where they just say it's funny how you see all this doom and gloom. You see all this doom and gloom, and it's all just used as a trick to manipulate you. Like it goes into the sort
100%.
of Alex Jones sort of territory of things.
Oh no, hell yeah, I definitely get you, bro. And like that's why you know, um, for music, you got to respect the art and the detail that the artist goes um through, because you don't know what all is entailed in that song. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
um, and like to
exactly.
hear the backstory on it makes me, when I go and listen to it, also gives me a um, different mindset.
Yep, exactly, exactly. Like, yeah, yeah. And then with that being kept in mind, you also have to make sure to separate the art from the artist so that you don't get shit twisted sometimes. Because I know that is still going to be a very big thing that is going to stay around for any sort of music for the longest time, you know?
Most definitely. Most definitely. Hey, also, just a question. One of the last questions I'm gonna ask you. As an artist, you invested in yourself. You came on here, dope interview. Well, you handle yourself well, and I respect that. What do you say to these artists when it comes to investing in themselves and taking the risk that's needed, to get your music heard around the world?
Honestly, I would say strike a balance between trying to assess the risks behind taking the leap, as well as just fucking throwing caution to the wind, because I know that there are some people who will throw all their caution to the wind and then make an investment in something that doesn't actually pay back, or they put more money in than they get back. I know that I've been in situations like that before, but I know that if you just sit around all day and say, "Oh, hey, this doesn't work because of A, B, and C, and this doesn't work because of A, B, and C," you're never gonna get anywhere because your expectations are so high, you know? Like, you don't want to
True.
have zero expectations because then you're just going to get scammed out of your hard-earned cash. But you don't want to have
100%.
expectations so high that you just don't want to have expectations that are so high you never advance anywhere.
You never say, hey, that's the realest shit I've heard in a minute, especially coming from an artist. You don't hear that enough,
Yeah,
and you're sitting here, you're doing your thing, and just because you, not even just because of this, but just because of that mindset, that's gonna take you so much further than a lot of artists.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. Like that sort of thing either comes from experience or from other stories that I've seen. I know that there have been stories about how people have been given opportunities from quote unquote talent scouts of bigger artists, and then all of a sudden those scouts just fucking ghost them off the bat. Like, if you're not able to do your research, you don't want to fall prey to them. But then
100%.
again, if you just do nothing but research on these sorts of people, and they actually turn out legit, but you're still apprehensive, you're not gonna get anywhere.
100. That's 100%, bro. And I'm glad you came here and you spreaded some knowledge to the people, man. That's what's needed to be heard. Take that risk, jump. You know, I've done it. We've all done it. Sometimes we fail. So and guess what? Sometimes we come out the victor. You know what I mean? It's
Exactly.
just about staying persistent.
And
But
you
hey, no, keep going, keep going.
And it's also a matter of learning from the mistakes that you make too, because I know I've done this. I know I've done this too. I've been scammed by a million bots who pretend that they're one radio station or another, and I've honestly learned from that, so I know what sort of things I want to keep an eye out for.
Facts. And there's always red flags. But like my thing is, nothing but good in my heart, and I plan on doing nothing but good and keep spreading it around the world, bro. So I appreciate you rocking with me, man. With all that being said, bro, we're getting to the end a little bit. Please tell the people, please tell the world, man, where they can find you, your social media handles. Got any shout outs to your mom, family, whatever, bro? Do your thing, man.
Okay, so you can find my music on all platforms under D.O.M of D&D. That's on Spotify, on Apple Music. You can find me on Twitter at DRECORDS50CAL. You can find my Instagram on DNDEE. RECORDSMMXX. And I'd also like to give a shout out to the Splinter faction. I'd like to give a shout out to
Hello.
Enigmatic Electronic Entertainment. Shout out to Immortal Being. I'd like
Hello.
to shout out, and I'd also like to shout out Indigo White too.
Hello. Shout
Thank
out
you.
Indigo White, man.
Thank you for thank you all for fucking supporting me and making sure that I never stray off the right path, dude. I really
Hey,
appreciate being honest.
hey, you know what? It's all love, bro. Just continue doing what you're doing, and you got me every step of the way, bro. My phone is always open. You have both my numbers.
Honestly, thank you for giving me this opportunity, bro. I really appreciate it. I'll definitely keep it in mind, dude.
Man, hey, pay it forward. Just let the other artists know this is the place to come to if you want to be heard, and we're gonna keep the vibes going forever. All right.
All right, awesome.
All right, bro. All love, bro. I appreciate you tuning in.
Anytime, bro. Thank you for setting this up.
Already, bro. Hey, have a good day, bro.
You too. Take care.
All right. Yes, sir. You too, man.
See you.